It is the 1st of October, so you know what that means. It means the monthly candle has just closed for September, but this time it's also important because we had the quarterly close, the 3-month candle close, which on the larger picture gives even more of an indication of what lies ahead. So we're heading into Q4 right now. In this video, we're going to look at the charts, the candle closes, and what lies ahead for this quarter, if it is going to be an insane parabolic blow off top or not. What's up guys, Dirk here from IntelligentCryptocurrency.com. Welcome to the channel. If you are new, hit the subscribe button down below, click the notification bell so you don't miss any future updates. If you want to get on my email list, it is the first link in the description down below, so that way I can send you an email every time I upload a video and you won't miss another upload. Now before we get into today's content, it is officially the 1st of October, so that means I am going to be closing the doors to my Intelligent Cryptocurrency membership and community on the 15th of this month. So in just over 2 weeks from now, the doors will close and you will no longer be able to join. I am doing that because I think we are heading into the final stages of this entire bull run that started in May last year of 2020. We're approximately 16 months in after the halving, so we are getting to what I think is going to be the final stages, and that means I'm not going to accept new members after the 15th because I believe as we get later into October, November, December, we're getting closer and closer to that top, and it gets more and more risky if you are only getting started, and most retail investors are only going to get involved at the very top just before the market crashes. So I want to avoid that. Still want to give you a chance to get in now before the doors close. It is the second link in the description down below, and you will be able to learn more about what's included in the membership. At the end of the video, I'll talk about it a bit more. So let's dive into today's content. So as I'm recording this right now, Bitcoin is trading at $43,962, so almost $44,000. Now, as usual, what we'll go and do is we'll go to look at the monthly returns chart, then we'll look at the previous prediction, and then I will make my prediction on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and maybe even some of the altcoins on what I think lies ahead. Okay, so this is the Bitcoin monthly returns on a historic basis since 2013. The link is down in the description below if you want to check this out for yourself. So first things first, September closed at a negative 7.03%. So I did say I thought there might be a chance that September could close green. That wasn't the case. But what did end up happening is that September closed perfectly in line with the shakeout September month, and you can see based on the previous returns, basically exactly identical to what happened in 2020. 2019 was a little bit more, 2018 minus 5%, 2017. So the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years have been red in a single-digit percentage pretty much, and that has not deviated at all. It has been perfectly on track, and actually this is a good thing because maybe if we would have had a green September, it would have resulted in possibly a more negative setup for Q4. So now that we had a bit of a bearish month, we had that sell-off, there was a lot of fear and a lot of uncertainty. In September, we had China FUD come out where they banned Bitcoin again, allegedly. And there's so much fear in the market. And I made my previous video 2 days ago where I was showing how the sentiment was at extreme fear. And this is a perfect environment that could be setting us up for a huge green Q4. So if we change this to quarterly, you can see over here Q4 in 2013 and 2017. Those are the most important years because it is a 4-year cycle. So 2013, we're at 479%, 2017, 215%, and we are now 2021, the 4th year of a 4-year cycle. So even if there is a pattern where every cycle the ROI halves, okay, you can see 420 to 15, so maybe it halves again, and maybe this quarter we only do 100% gain in Bitcoin. Even that would still take us to almost $90,000 on Bitcoin. So even 100% gain in Q4, in my opinion, would be very nice. On the low side, I think there's a good chance it's probably going to be higher than that. So we'll know in 3 months for sure. But this is the historical returns. And as you can see, 2013, 2017, those are the important years. 2014 was red because that was the year after we had a parabolic blow off top, right? Peak and then a bust. That doesn't surprise. Same thing here. 2017 was green. That was the 4th year of the 4-year cycle. 2018 was red. No surprise because we had a huge parabolic run in 2017 and then we had the bust in the bear market in 2018. 2019 was basically the tail end still of the bear market. Then we had green again in 2020. And now we're going to see in the next 3 months what is going to happen. My bet is going to be on triple digit green. Okay, so this is the Bitcoin chart, the monthly candle. So you can see it was red in a similar way as it was over here. As we had over here was also red, and as we had over here also red. So very much similar pattern, red, 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 the last 5 years, as I showed you on the historical returns chart. So let me first play what I said at the beginning of September on the last month, and then we will look at what potentially lies ahead. I think we could see $55,000 in September. If we get some crazy sort of announcement or anything goes really nuts, I think we could see $60,000 in September. It is not impossible. Downside wise, if we get some sort of sell-off, which is never impossible of course, I would say the maximum that I'd be looking for this month would be about 41,000. Okay, so I said at the beginning of last month as a guess for my prediction that we could see $55,000, maybe even higher, but 55,000, and on the downside that we could see 41,000. So we actually got to a high of 52,888. So didn't quite hit the 55K. Then we obviously had the big sell-off on the FUD and what happened there. And you can see the downside was 39,678. So while it came a little bit short of that 55K and a little bit below the 41K, we're back at 44K, and that was pretty much not too far off in terms of prediction months. So this specific candle on the monthly doesn't reveal too much, and it is not necessarily bullish, but it doesn't necessarily have to be bearish either. So what I like to do in a situation like this, where there's not real clarity on what this candle could mean, is simply look at different time frames. So let's look at the quarterly, because that also closed, and you can see that is a completely different picture. And this candle on the quarterly, so this is a 3-month candle that only appears every 3 months, the candle closes, and this candle looks a lot more bullish to me than it does on the monthly, right? It paints a different picture completely. So we had a big green month, big red month, green month, and this looks like it wants to continue higher to me. So don't forget, this is a 3-month candle. So that means until the end of December, 31st of December this year. So I think there's a good chance this quarterly candle is going to take us back to the all-time high. So I think it's very possible we see a big green Q4 quarterly candle, and then potentially even a continuation. It's going to depend a little bit on how these next 3 months go and how this plays out. But if we do get a big green candle this quarter, it is still possible that we might even continue higher in Q1 to get the blow off top for Bitcoin. Because remember, the peak of Bitcoin in 2013 was at the end of November 2013. Then in 2017, it was on the 17th of December. So maybe if there is a pattern there and that's going to repeat, then maybe every 4 years, the Bitcoin peak extends by about 2 to 3 weeks. So that could mean that this time, the peak of Bitcoin might only come in January, maybe early January, 1st or 2nd week of January, which means that if we get our insane blow off top, and remember with blow off tops, the biggest parabolic gains always come at the very end. Right, so those last few days, if those happen to be the first few days of January, well then the quarterly candle is obviously going to reflect that in the upside over there. But we'll deal with that obviously closer to the time. So basically, in my opinion, the quarterly chart does look bullish to me, and I think we have a green Q4. So because the monthly wasn't very clear, we looked at the quarterly, and now let's look at the daily and then see if we can find some levels over here. So you can see this horizontal line over here at about 41,000, maybe a little bit below it, maybe 40,800, something like that. But you can see, right? Resistance over here, pretty much resistance over here, and now support over here. So maybe it is as simple as this is the horizontal support, and from here we need to bounce, and it is still very possible. So what I'd be looking for over here is we need to break this overhead trend line over here. We need to get above this 49,000, which is this, then we set in a higher high, right? If we can do that and we can break, then we are clear, and then we can move to the upside, which is still very much on track for potentially the end of the year, early 2022. So based on the quarterly, based on October also being historically a bullish month, based on potentially a big injection of $3.5 trillion as a new stimulus that might get passed, based on potentially ETF approval for a Bitcoin ETF, I think that there's potential this continues to the upside. So on the upside, I'm still looking for 55,000 this month, maybe potentially 60,000 to the upside. If we get a really big green candle, if we get that announcement, I think that is a possibility. On the downside, we're at 44K now. I think it's possible to once again just have a small wick, a quick dip to these lower levels. So potentially around 41,000, maybe even a little retest, slight dip below 40K. So that is my guess for this month's prediction for Bitcoin. If we get a weekly close below 40,000, I think that might change the picture, but hopefully we don't see that and we get this upside to about 55 or 60,000 later this month. Okay, let's have a look at the Ethereum chart, which is currently trading at $3,020 right now. So let's quickly look at the past prediction and then I will give you the prediction for this month. I would say that Ethereum could go to 4,000, maybe even the all-time high. So we're at 3,400 now. I think 4,000 could be a good target. If we do get some sort of sell-off, which of course always is possible, I think unlikely, I would say that would be capped at around 2,900 if we do go that low. Okay, so last month on the 1st of September, I said that we could see 4,000 to maybe 4,400 if it overperforms, and on the downside about 2,900 on ETH. So what we got over here, you can see the upside was $4,030. So it hit that target perfectly. Then we had the sell-off that came along with Bitcoin and everything that happened there. And the downside over there was 2651. So it hit the upside initial target of 4,000 perfectly on the dot, and then it went a little bit lower than my 2,900 downside kind of target if we were to get a sell-off. But you can see we're back at $3,000. It's the first. So in my opinion, that wasn't too bad of a prediction. So again, this monthly close doesn't look very telling. It could be bearish, it could be bullish. So once again, we do the same thing as with Bitcoin and we go and we look at the quarterly close because that is much more telling. And you can see this paints a completely different picture. Whereas the monthly close maybe paints a little bit of a bearish picture and makes it harder to guess where things are going to go. This is a much more bullish picture. You can actually see, and remember, this is a 3-month candle close, quarterly close. So you can see we haven't had a single red candle over here. So green, 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 right? Actually, this one also green. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green quarters in a row for Ethereum. And I'm going to say that I think that this quarter is probably also going to be green. This looks like it wants to head higher. It looks like it wants to continue higher. So I think there's a good chance we will retest these highs of 4,400 in Q4 and hopefully even go beyond that if we do get our blow off top. But again, if this is going to play out like I said with Bitcoin, we might actually only get the blow off top in Q1 of 2022. So even if it's slightly over the year, it means the candle will close. So even if we only go to say 4,400, maybe this Q4, maybe a little bit higher, I do think there's a chance that if we get our altcoin blow off top, especially since those will probably lag Bitcoin, Bitcoin gets its peak first and then maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, altcoins get their blow off top if the same cycle repeats like it did last time in 2017. So we might be looking for a peak in altcoins and Ethereum somewhere towards maybe the end of January or maybe even the first week or two of February of 2022, which means we might only see our 6,000 or 7,000 Ethereum somewhere in Q1 of 2022, hopefully. So again, on the monthly chart, it is a little bit difficult to tell. I do think it might be possible that we also retest the lows of September once again in a quick dip down again, which means that we could potentially see 2,700 or 2,600 in Ethereum on the downside. I think if it would happen pretty quickly. Then we reverse back up, and then hopefully we're looking for again these highs of 4,000 to 4,400 potentially this month. That is a possibility. So again, I'm going to stick with those similar targets that I had last month, 4,000 to 4,400 on the upside, and on the downside with a wick 2,700 to 2,600 on Ethereum. Now, one thing that's also very interesting to look at is the total crypto market cap to get an indication of not just Bitcoin and Ethereum. Most altcoins will follow Bitcoin, right? That's so far been the theory. So everything that's good for Bitcoin, if Bitcoin continues going a lot higher, eventually altcoins are likely to follow. Bitcoin goes lower, altcoins are likely to follow. So the total crypto market cap is just an easy way to look at the overall market. Again, this is the quarterly close, so 3-month close. And again, this looks very bullish to me. We had a big run up. We had a cool off period over here on the total crypto market cap. And this last quarter that just closed yesterday, this looks bullish to me, and it looks like we're going to get a continuation here, which would make sense if we get our blow off top and we get a peak somewhere either this quarter or next quarter. So if we're going to get a big green candle, just like we saw over here in the first 3 months of the year. So you can see this went from 750 to 1.8. So it basically added $1 trillion in market cap. If we get a blow off top, we can expect it probably to do a little bit more than that. So we could be looking at a candle this quarter for maybe between 3 and 4 trillion. If we get a crazy blow off top and this is green, that would be kind of a target for that. But that's a 3-month candle again. And perhaps if this is only going to have their complete final blow off top, just like in the last cycle, if this is going to happen in January or February of next year, well, if we go to 3 or 4 trillion this quarter, maybe next quarter we can see 5 or 6 trillion. Or if it goes really crazy, even a little bit higher than that. And if we get a blow off top, I would be looking for anywhere between 3 and 6 trillion to start looking for, at what point are we going to get an exit, and not necessarily so much looking at the total market cap as a whole, but also more closer to the timing. As we start getting closer and closer to the end of the year, maybe closer to Christmas, New Year, maybe even in January, as we start getting to that point, then we are getting closer and closer to the potential cycle top. So as we get closer to that level, I'd start getting more and more cautious, removing initial, removing profits, maybe even getting out of the markets completely. We're never going to get the exact top, but if you're able to lock in gains, especially if it's substantial or life-changing gains, well, the cycle is going to repeat, and at some point we'll get a crash and we'll get future opportunities. The most important thing is preserving your capital, increasing your capital, and then being patient enough to wait for when the markets give you a better chance to re-enter. So I am very curious how these next 3 months are going to play out. It is looking promising. I think it's going to end up being a green quarter and hopefully very, very profitable for all of us. Please smash the like button of this video if you found this enjoyable, if you found this content helpful. Get it out to more people. Just a quick hit that thumbs up button, and I'd really, really appreciate that. So finally, just before wrapping up this video, if you want to join us inside Intelligent Cryptocurrency, like I said, I will be closing the doors in the next 2 weeks. So on October 15th at midnight Eastern time, the doors close. I'm not going to accept new members. So the link is on the screen right now. It's the second link in the description down below. Come and join us. There is a 60-day money back guarantee, so there's no risk, but you won't be able to join after the doors close. So basically everything is outlined on this page. When you click the link, you'll be able to watch this video. There's a 11-minute video telling you exactly how it works, what you get. So we have over 1,100 members right now inside the community that are in our forums and in our Discord, and that is what you get a part of too. Remember, there's a saying that says your network is your net worth. So if you want to join over 1,000 people who are all like-minded, invested in crypto, but also stocks and real estate and other things, that is what you get a part of inside the community. So the membership is basically an all-inclusive package. It's research, it's education, it's our Discord community group, it's support. You'll get access to me personally in the forums and in the Discord group. And you can see over here, so every month you get a crypto newsletter. There's video updates for members only that I don't publish here on YouTube or publicly. You get access to our entire beginners course. There's a technical analysis and trading course to help you understand the charts better. There's special reports that'll help you understand specific topics more about crypto. There's step-by-step tutorials. We've got a tutorial library that's constantly being updated and added to with walkthroughs, how to use various tech products and aspects of crypto. You obviously get access to our private members only forum. You get access to my own buy and sell movements in real time. So it's not signals or financial advice. I just share what I'm personally doing when I buy and when I sell for transparency, and that can help you with your own decision-making process. And if you want to see more testimonials from members who are currently in the membership, you can go to the page. It's the link on the screen right now, second link in the description down below. Everything is there, all the testimonials. You can go and read all of these. And there's actually a lot more, but there's already a lot here on the page. So you can go and read all of this. And like I said, all of this is risk-free to you. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee. So come and sign up. If you don't like it, you can get your money back within 60 days. And if you do like it, well, you're welcome to stay. All this information here, there's continuous updates, continuous discussion every single day. I'm sharing updates and ideas, and we're all sharing charts and other things inside the community. So come and join us inside Intelligent Cryptocurrency. Sign up. There's no risk to you. You get access to all this education, information, community, and support. The link is on the screen right now, or it is the second link in the description down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Fingers crossed for a very green and bullish Q4, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.